So how did you start White Shark Africa?
White Shark Africa. Well, White Shark Africa started in 2008 with my partner Krista Kruger. I always wanted to work in Mossel Bay from a commercial point of view, but I only worked in Mossel Bay from a research point of view before that. And before I started White Shark Africa in Mossel Bay, I was in Gansbaai, Dyer Island, which is very famous. But Gansbaai just became too much of a backstabbing, crazy commercial fuck up. So I wanted to get out of Gansbaai. I wanted to get back to my roots, where you could work on your own out there with great white sharks, and Mossel Bay presented the opportunity.
Fantastic. And what made you want to start an internship program?
I started the internship program because I was very fortunate in that I've always been involved with great white sharks, and somehow, I don't even know how to explain it, whatever I dreamt of wanting to do with great white sharks, how I wanted to work with them, it all turned out better than I ever expected. So I was maybe right timing or whatever it may be, but I ended up surpassing all my expectations in working with great white sharks. I mean, working around the world, working with all sorts of amazing people, incredible places, and being the boss or being the director of White Shark projects and also working with the White Shark Research Unit, I constantly got letters from people all around the world, students, desperately seeking an opportunity to work with great white sharks, and it's impossible. They're expensive animals to work with, very expensive animals to work with, and it was impossible to give everybody an opportunity. So one day I thought, okay, well, if they're willing to come out here and they're willing to pay their way, we can give them an opportunity to have a window in the great white sharks world. And it's basically to give people an opportunity. So we can't do it for free, it's impossible, but now people can pay, and students can come out and they can work with us, work with professionals, work with the great white sharks, and become little experts in their own way.
What's your relationship with great white sharks today?
It's a good question. My relationship with great white sharks today, in simple terms, is that I have an enormous affinity towards them because they've given me an extraordinary life, and this is something I take a bit of offense to when I hear people talking about themselves all the time. I'm the great white shark expert, I'm the great white shark man, or I'm the shark lady, or whatever it may be. Without the great white shark, none of these people would be anything. So my relationship is really a lot of gratitude to this animal and its environment, because it's really given me this amazing life. So I've got a lot of respect for the animals, and I want them to remain out there. I want to do everything I can with my team to make sure they never go away, because the ocean would become a very sad place without the great white shark.
How do you see the great white shark in South Africa over the next 10 years?
Sorry, you've got a tractor coming past, but I'll answer the question in a second. I fucking hate tractors. Okay, so good question. Where are we going to be with great white sharks in 10 years? I can't tell you that. Right now, we're either losing animals along our coastline, or the dynamics of the movement of the animals is changing, and nobody can really say. But for me, I find that great white sharks are full of surprises. As soon as you think you know something about them and you know what they're going to do, the next year changes and they do something completely opposite. But if we don't, here's the crux of the matter. The great white sharks become the holy grail, and I think there's a little bit too much focus on the great white shark. Oh, what's going to happen when the great white shark's extinct? What's going to happen when the great white shark disappears? But it's got a lot to do with what's going to happen when the great white shark's environment completely disappears. So I think it's a holistic approach we've got to look at. Thanks, Tractor. And just give me a second. Hold on. What an inconsiderate son of a bitch. But to get serious again, it's not just the great white shark, it's the entire environment. And right now, we're destroying the white shark's environment, its backyard. And without the backyard, the white shark can't survive. So it's a symbiotic relationship between the white shark and its environment, and we have to take all of it into account.